Hello, everyone. Moving on to the next leg of conclave. In this conversation, we are exploring how infrastructure, digital transformation, industrial expansion, and new generation businesses are redefining the future of India. Within that theme, the topic of our discussion in this chat is building India's next gateway for business, logistics, and urban growth. We have with us Dr. Hiranandani. He dons many hats and needs no introduction. The founder and chairman of Hiranandani Group, best known for townships in Powai and Panvel. He's also the chairman of NAREDCO. He has played a pivotal role in shaping policy and industry dialogue. Welcome to the conclave, Mr. Hiranandani.
Thank you.
So we'll dive right in. India is witnessing a major shift in the geography of economic growth with the new business districts, logistics corridors, and integrated urban centers emerging beyond traditional metros. From your perspective, what will it take to build the next truly global gateway for business and commerce in India?
I think we are in a beautiful situation today. We are the fastest growing nation in the world at 7.4% GDP growth. It doesn't sound big, but it is the fastest. We have a situation where we have been able to do this in spite of the headwinds that we have, in spite of the Middle East war and the growth. So we add 35 kilometers of national highway per day. Mumbai alone will see 300 kilometers of metro added in the next 2 years, completed. We have a cross-harbor bridge. We have a second airport operational, and a third airport is planned. We have 2 ports. We have a third port planned. We have a coastal road, which is an envy of most people of other cities. And what do we not have to take it to the next level? I think execution. So what is it that we already have is a huge amount of platforms that we do, and it's now up to us in order to do it. There are gaps in every area, but I think we should sensibly fill these gaps in order to make an India which is an envy of everybody. So having said what I have said, I think the future of India is fantastic. We all have an economic possibility second to none. And we should be proud to be Indian.
Absolutely. So with the Mumbai metropolitan region undergoing a massive transformation through projects such as Navi Mumbai International Airport, and you listed many more in your earlier conversation, the new connectivity corridors, logistics infrastructure, how do you see this reshaping the region's role in India's next phase of economic growth?
It's a beautiful question, but Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has answered it very well. He just mentioned it that I want to make it the Mumbai 3.0, which is where the infrastructure is headed, into a $1 trillion economy in the next 7 years. What does it mean? India today is a $4 trillion economy for the whole of India. And we are targeting just to get Mumbai 3.0 to be $1 trillion economy. So obviously, the target is to create an economic growth, an opportunity second to none. So whether it is in terms of creating IT centers, whether it is data centers, whether it's going to be hospitality, whether it's going to be new town centers that we talk about, housing that we need to do, all this and more. I think also the fact that we are going to have like an Aero City in thing. We have Alibag as a corridor of Mumbai 3.0 extension. We have the Karjat Panvel corridor. So all in all, the areas just across the harbor, as you cross the Atal Bridge, is going to see a growth story second to none in the world. If it happens the way Mr. Fadnavis has designed it and executing it, I think it looks like a beautiful story in a fast forward.
Right. So as we build the new urban centers around infrastructure and economic corridors, how do we ensure that we are not just creating commercial hubs, but genuinely livable, sustainable, and future-ready cities that can compete with global business destinations?
I think with the Middle East war, we have an opportunity. And we shouldn't lose this opportunity. Because at the time when we are creating new cities, we know what is not sustainable. We understand the congestion of Mumbai, inadequate roads, inadequate water supply, all the other aspects of it in terms of schools, colleges, and others. We have the support services, but we don't have the quality of infrastructure, and we missed it all these years. What is needed to do Mumbai 3.0 is really to lay the entire infrastructure up front. If you do the roads, if you make the hospitals, if you make the schools, we are getting foreign universities to come over there. All these aspects of it had to be put up front. And if we can do that really, and they're investing into it, but if they can do it fast enough before the actual development takes place, the quality of the infrastructure, the quality of life of the persons, and the sustainability is going to be maintained. So I think all you have to do is, instead of as earlier you would put the buildings first and create the infrastructure afterwards, we hope that the infrastructure will come up front and the buildings construction will be later. I think we need to put the horse before the cart instead of the cart before the horse.
I think that would also make for better planning of the cities and better infrastructure and, better civic amenities.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, another thing that I want to talk about is the data centers. So with the next leg of technological development, data centers are at the center of any kind of conversation that we have today. So what is the kind of scope we have for data centers in the coming days? And also, how do you plan to expand? You yourself have YOTA under your umbrella. So how do you, plan to monetize that? How do you plan to expand that?
So data is the new oil. India now produces more data than China and the United States put together. And they are not stored in India. So the opportunity of data centers is there. Number two, the way we are growing in terms of use of data, I think is probably also among the fastest in the world. So, and now cap it all with the AI, and with all the other factors, I think in the next couple of years, the need for data centers, the need for support services in terms of doing all that, we are already having a lot of implementation like UPI, the Aadhaar card and others, which is already AI oriented, and we have the IT back end, which is really taking care of it. If we can actually create products like you have the Google, like you have the Apple phone, which is India-oriented over the next 5 years, I think we can be ahead of the world instead of being of service to the world. And we are able to do it because of the data center capability and the IT capability that we already have. So I think these two things are there. YOTA is, of course, doing extremely well. It's probably amongst one of the fastest growing data center companies in the country. And we can be proud of it. We have the largest number of NVIDIA chips in India, and it takes care of a large amount of AI processing in India.
Many congratulations on that, Mr. Hiranandani. I would like to dwell upon some of the points that, we had earlier in the conversation. So this, when you compare India or Mumbai to any other global city, especially to China, there's a marked difference, and that difference very clearly is the infrastructure. It's how the cities look. What do you think it will take for India to reach there?
Too much. We are far behind China as far as development is concerned. I think the dictatorial society has used it in a positive manner to create infrastructure, industry, development probably the best in the world. And we have a huge amount of catch-up we do. But we have to understand we are a democratic country, and we have to cater for all the other aspects of it, which in the earlier stages, China did not have to do. Now, having achieved a sense of balance and a growing middle class, and also expectation that we are able to reach the poorest of poor in terms of direct money transfers, in terms of subsidies, in terms of gas and other things, I think now time has come where government has to plan. We also have to educate properly. One of the gaps in education that we have today is skilling. I think we have a lot of education which is there, but many of the skilling jobs we are not able to do. Let me give you an example. In my construction industry, we are today 2 million construction workers short. 2 million. And if anybody, and what kind of jobs? Carpenters, fitters, plumbers, electricians, wiremen, bar benders, etc. And any unskilled worker who is skilled for 6 months will get 3 times the wages from an unskilled to skilled in 6 months' time, and we don't get it. So a company like L&T CEO mentioned about 8-9 months ago that there were 25,000 skilled construction workers short today at that time. So the gaps in education is a problem. Medical education. You know, we had this problem in Delhi. We have 2 million people, students, applying for 1 lakh jobs, 1 lakh seats. Now, we have private hospitals and others. They should be allowed to open more medical colleges. So these gaps of skilling, the gaps of this, and the last, appropriate jobs which we need to do it. We are educating a lot of people, but many of the people being educated are not getting appropriate jobs for what they've been coached. So I think this gap between education, skill sets in the colleges and schools, the skill sets at the ground level, and opening more institutions like medical colleges, nursing, etc., needs to be done more with the private sector, which has not been done. So I think unless we don't do that, I think we'll have trouble.
And these are the problems where AI has no solution to.
See, the point is very simple. I think we have now identified the problems. For example, affordable housing is a challenge. We know the answers. So earlier we weren't clear what is the solution to the problems. Quality infrastructure. Look at some of the new roads which are made. They're beautiful. While some of the earlier roads made were horrible and they required to be constantly done. So I would say that today you can blame the government, the bureaucracy and the contractors if they make bad quality, because now they know how to do good quality. How they must do the right thing is known to people. And they should be hanged if they put bad quality on any of the items of work that is done. And I think that should percolate from top to down and down to up both. Nobody should tolerate bad quality anymore.
Right. Bringing back to the education. So, you know, education cities and logistical hubs are being developed in India at a very fast pace. And even Budget 2026 laid out the vision for that. So how can that lend to business growth and urban development? Also, can we expect an influx of foreign students with that happening?
I think the National Education Policy 2020 was very clear. The appropriateness for getting education in a different way is there. The problem is implementation. So, again, roadmap is very clear. Internship, cross-functional education. So, as science students can learn finance. An engineer can learn economics. With the cross-functional training and improvement of skill sets, students can be made appropriate for the various challenges that we have in the economy. For instance, AI. How can you have any education now without AI being a part of it? The pedagogies of teaching and learning need to be changed. The old things, some of the syllabus which I'm reading at the university level, something I was taught 45 years ago, that's still in the education process and it is out of date. So all these changes need to be done rapidly. We need to do cross-functional skilling and those which are appropriate to industry, and industry needs to take more responsibility in education institutions to assist and teach at the grassroots level. Also, we have ITIs and other things which are there. But I think the old school of methodology of teaching needs to be changed. And we need to do a lot of online teaching, which is possible now. So all this in education, the paradigm has changed, but implementation is still far away.
I completely agree. I second to that. We were talking about the new airports, the new expressways, the new corridors that are coming up. And there's a lot of land parcels on, both sides of these projects that's available for monetization. So in your view, what is the best way to monetize it, which can also help boost the economic growth?
I think both the government and the private sector understand this very well. You can see the kind of monetization the government is doing. You've seen the latest auctions which have taken place both in MMRDA, BKC, and also CITCO. They have got the highest prices in the world, which are happening in BKC, and in CITCO, a huge amount of price rise. So monetization is taking place. The private sector also has understood it, but we have to understand that it's okay to have a road, but do you have the other supporting infrastructure? You just can't have a road and try to create this. You need schools, you need hospitals, you need police, you need fire brigade, you need water supply, you need other type of this thing, you need public transport. So I think master planning and execution of master plan responsibility has to be taken very seriously now in the future. We had good reason to say the British made Mumbai, and hence we are still stuck with a lot of old things that are there. But in the new places, we have no excuse left. You better do it right now, otherwise you're going to be blamed for it, that we as Indians, as Bharatis, we did not do something right where we were creating new things. So it's our bigger responsibility today, and you have nobody else but ourselves to blame for it. So I think we should do it well, and I'm sure we will. Our Chief Minister is actually working very hard. I hope the implementation at the grassroots level follows the guidelines which he is really giving us.
All right. That brings me to the last question of this conversation. So in your own business, where do you think the next leg of growth can come from?
See, people understand homes. रोटी कपड़ा मकान छत की बात कर रहे हैं इसलिए छत can be antilla छत can be झोपड़ा it doesn't matter both the extremes are houses but when it comes to cities I think all the rest of it becomes more important school चाहिए hospital चाहिए shopping चाहिए entertainment चाहिए sports activities होनी चाहिए gardens hone chahiye. Places where people can meet and other things should be there. Tourism traffic should be there. All this is part of real estate. Earlier, sirf makan bana diya, concrete ka, aur kuch nahi tha. Now when we make townships, when we make all these factors are taken into consideration. We did it 37 years ago in Powai and then Thane and Panvel and other places. But now I think every project which is there needs to think in those terms. The government, of course, in new areas need to do it. Some are being planned. I'm only worried in many places execution is weak. And I hope that the focus on education of the plans, so it's not just Upar ka plan and actually bad execution. We need to do it. And again, I'll repeat, quality is not being enforced to the extent it should, both in the private sector and the government sector. Nobody should tolerate bad quality anymore in India. We are Bharat, we are India, so it has to be good quality. In the good old days, when you used to get a Chinese product, I'm talking about 45 years ago, you used to know that it's not good quality. Today, even a Chinese cheap product is good quality. So we need to emphasize on quality throughout the domain that we have in every aspects of productivity that we do, housing, infrastructure, manufacturing, product creation and other things. We really need to do it well. Education, health, all these things need to do, and there is a possibility of doing it well. And don't forget, I'll repeat again, AI has to be a part of everything that we do. Otherwise, we'll be out of date very fast.
So I'm taking away three main points here. One is execution, second is the quality of construction that we do, and of course, not to forget AI. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mr. Hiranandani. Thank you for joining us. Thanks.